art made? If any preconceived notions are set aside, you'll discover that it can be created anywhere, virtual places included. This short book, an attempt at exhausting a place in GTA Online by Michael Crowe, showcases how even Grand Theft Auto can be the domain of conceptual art. Crowe's project draws inspiration from the literary work of Georges Perec, specifically his piece titled An Attempt at Exhausting a Place in Paris. Perec, a French writer, was known for his experimental approach to literature and his desire to push the boundaries of creative expression. Perec once wrote an entire novel where he didn't use the letter E once. He also wrote a 1,200-word palindrome, that's writing that works if it's read forward or backward, and each week from 1976 until 1982, he wrote a crossword for his local newspaper. He was no stranger to interesting approaches to writing, to say the least. That's why, in 1975, he published An Attempt at Exhausting a Place in Paris, a brief book he wrote in fall 1974. In his original attempt, Perec spent 3 days in Place Saint-Sulpice, watching and writing down ordinary and often unnoticed aspects of everyday life. He observed the mundane, cataloging and noting the movement of people, cars, and clouds, among other things. He didn't look for a story or a form for these observations. He simply looked around for what happened and then wrote it down. His intent was to explore what happens when nothing happens, and the result was a text devoid of traditional narrative. Instead, Perec's writing in his book is a collection of observations and details. It's a list of ordinary but overlooked moments in Paris. Okay, now back to GTA Online. Michael Crowe ventured into Los Santos and posed the same question: what happens when nothing happens? He stood in various locations and wrote down his experiences. This is what Crowe's time in GTA looks like in his book. Just a list of things that happened, much like Perec's. And what you're going to see now is our recreation of Michael Crowe's recreation of Perec's work. Kind of meta, but we've got to show you something. Given that GTA is a scripted parody of our own reality, what does it mean to stand around in this programmed space? And how many original and engaging things can happen within a rigid framework like this one? A lot, it turns out. Crowe's experiment offers ideas as to the possibilities of artistic expression within a virtual world, and it shows us that much more is going on than we might have initially thought. But maybe due to all of the coordinated heists, convenience store robberies, and carjackings, we've never really slowed down enough to truly appreciate the environment for all it offers us. Perec's experimental approach was inspired by the Oulipo group that he was part of, as well as the Situationist International movement of the 1960s. Oulipo was a working group for those making experimental literature, and Situationist International was a loose collective of artists and creatives who sought to counteract the alienation of modern capitalism through avant-garde art and politics. This movement favored close examination of everyday life. This intersection of art and life, where the mundane becomes the subject of exploration, provides an interesting commentary on our material world and our potential immaterial futures. So why am I sharing this with you, and why does it matter? Because I want to invite you to embark on your own artistic adventures within video games and other digital realms. They're still very underexplored. You could try your hand at exhausting a place in GTA Online, or in any other virtual landscape that captures your imagination. Stand still and write down what happens. These virtual spaces can offer us an unexpected platform for creativity, where we can challenge conventions, appreciate the finer details of these built environments, and question the boundaries between the real and the virtual. Michael Crowe's An Attempt at Exhausting a Place in GTA Online is an experiment of the artistic potential that lies within video games. It reimagines a virtual world as a space for profound reflection, just as Perec did with the streets of Paris. By embracing our virtual environments with intention and through a structured approach, we can push the boundaries of art and acknowledge the depth of spaces that were previously assumed to be artless. That's it! Thanks for watching as always. This short video was a bit of an experiment, so if you liked it, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe, and don't forget to drop a comment if you've ever stood still in a video game just to see what happens. Bye!